Breakfast and football. No better way to start your Sunday. Field Yates and Ryan Clark here to pick the first of the games being played in London this season. It's the Jets and the Falcons. RC, who you got in this one?
I got the Jets, and I know this may be surprising to people. You're going to pick the young Zach Wilson over Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons? Hell yeah, I am. I love what I've seen from this defense, the way that Robert Saleh has this defense flying around and playing, especially Williams up front. And Zach Wilson showed you that he can make those huge throws outside of the pocket last week. And even with playing bad the weeks before, he still shows the confidence in himself to push the ball down the football field. The Jets go across the pond and get another win.
And that Jets defense has been stingy all season. The offense starting to catch up as well. It's an NFC North matchup between the Lions and the Vikings. Field Yates and Ryan Clark here to pick this game. RC, who are you taking between Minnesota and Detroit?
The Minnesota Vikings get back in the win column. They had a tough game against the Cleveland Browns last week, and this offense, which has been extremely explosive, wasn't so explosive against that Cleveland defense. But expect Kirk Cousins, expect Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen to rebound. And if you need to rebound, the Detroit Lions are the team to play. I expect the Vikings to go get them another win.
Of course, the Lions enter Week 5 as one of just two teams searching for their first win. Perhaps it will not happen this weekend. It's two teams that are 2-2 entering Week 5. The Washington football team and the New Orleans Saints. Field Yates and Ryan Clark here to pick this matchup. Feels like one of the more even matchups of the weekend. RC, who you taking?
I think it's extremely even, and I'm going to take the Washington football team. I think this is the game that we see some things from this defense that are better than what we've seen throughout the season. Obviously, you watch what the Buffalo Bills was able to do against the Washington football team, even somewhat the Atlanta Falcons. But we saw Taylor Heinicke find ways to make plays near the end of that game to win it. And Jameis Winston and his offense, they've been uneven. So they had a great week last week. I don't necessarily know if they bring that into this game. Washington football team improves to 3-2.
Yeah, that Washington defense really struggling so far. Meanwhile, New Orleans can't get much going in the passing game. Something has to give. We'll find out what it is on Sunday. The Patriots head down to Houston to play the Texans on Sunday. Field Yates and Ryan Clark here to pick this matchup of 1-3 teams. RC, who are you taking?
I'm taking the New England Patriots in the battle of the red, white, and blues. When you look what Mac Jones was able to do last week, standing across from a guy like Tom Brady, I definitely don't think that he'll be scared of the backup quarterback of the Houston Texans. And we know that the New England Patriots play well against young, inexperienced quarterbacks defensively, and Bill Belichick will be chomping at the bit to get back in the win column. The New England Patriots improve to 2-3.
After a close defeat last week, perhaps a get-right game for the New England Patriots, looking to improve to 2-3 this season. We're calling it the Florida State Championship. Not really, but still. It's Miami and Tampa Bay. It's Field Yates and Ryan Clark here to pick the Bucs and the Dolphins. RC, the Bucs are, as we know, the defending champs. Can they take care of business against the 1-3 Dolphins?
Hey, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will take care of their business against the 1-3 Dolphins. Who would have ever thought that we'd be more excited about the Buccaneers and the Miami Dolphins than we would the Florida State Seminoles and the Miami Hurricane? But that's where we are, even with the backup quarterback playing for the Miami Dolphins. But that's just why they can't win this game. There's too much offense on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers side, and they'll play defense well enough against a Jacoby Brissett-led offense that's been struggling for the Miami Dolphins. And I think they win this game by more than a touchdown and continue their ascension to these playoffs, because we know that's when the Bucs really want to be hitting on all cylinders.
No doubt about that. The Bucs now 3-1, looking to improve to 4-1 with a win over an intra-state rival. A matchup featuring two 3-1 teams. That's right, the Cincinnati Bengals, also 3-1, as well as the Green Bay Packers. Field Yates and Ryan Clark here to pick this matchup. Aaron Rodgers versus Joe Burrow. Well, not really, but you get the point, RC. Who are you taking in this one?
You know what's crazy, Phil? That's exactly the point. And I'm taking the Cincinnati Bengals. When you look at all of these young quarterbacks who are extremely talented, Joe Burrow is the one that has the most Aaron Rodgers-like demeanor, that type of confidence, that type of arrogance. You saw him last week say, put the ball in my hands, because that's truly what he believes. And in this game, I believe his team thinks the same thing. The Cincinnati Bengals are 3-1. They're trying to make a statement. And what better team than the Green Bay Packers, and what better quarterback than Aaron Rodgers to make that statement to the world that we're for real? the Cincinnati Bengals pull the upset at home.
And if they do, no doubt this much will be true. People will be talking about Cincinnati as a potential playoff team in 2021. All right, we've got the Broncos and the Steelers in Week 5. We've got Field Yates and Ryan Clark here to pick this game. RC, the Steelers are desperate for a win right now. Can they get one on Sunday?
You know, I think the Steelers do, and they are desperate. And a desperate Mike Tomlin and the Pittsburgh Steelers are also dangerous, even with some of the offensive woes that they faced this year. I expect this game to be tough. I expect it to be a tight defense contest, but I believe the Pittsburgh Steelers find a way to make some plays on defense to set up this offense to score, and Najee Harris has been everything that he's built. He finds ways to get in the end zone and lead the Steelers to a win. Mike Tomlin isn't trying to go 1-4, and he will not let it happen at Heinz Field.
Yeah, especially playing at home, as you just noted. Gut check time for the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are looking to avoid a very inauspicious 1-4 start. We've got the Eagles and the Panthers in Week 5. Field Yates and Ryan Clark here to pick this matchup. RC, who you got?
I'm excited about this game, but I had the Carolina Panthers in a close one. This just in, Sam Darnold can actually play football. What the hell? Life without Adam Gase. And this front seven has been hunting the entire year. I know they just came off a loss to Dallas. This team is ready to play. I call them now the Carolina cornerbacks, because if you're a former first-round draft pick and you're available, it seems like Carolina is getting you. They're continuing to build on that defense. Sam Darnold has played well. Even without CMC, they find ways to score enough points against a Philadelphia Eagles team that has trouble generating them. Carolina Panthers get the dub.
Sam Darnold looking to complete over 300 passing yards for the 4th straight game, RC. If he does, it'll match the same number of 300-yard games he had in 3 seasons with the Jets. The past week has been a year for the Jacksonville Jaguars, who they play now, the Tennessee Titans, in Week 5. Field Yates and Ryan Clark here to pick this game. RC, who do you like in the AFC South matchup?
Hey, I'm going to go with the Tennessee Titans, and I know the world's going to be like, you're not picking Urban Meyer to win a football game? What the heck? Hell no, I ain't picking this team to win. You already have a team that's deficient talent-wise, a team that's trying to find its way with a rookie quarterback, and you have a coach that refuses to get on the plane to fly back with his team. This is not a team that's focused on football. This is a team that's focused on foolishness. And the Tennessee Titans are going to want to get off the snide after losing a game to the then team, the New York Jets, that didn't have a win. So I look for the Tennessee Titans to rebound and rebound in a big way.
No Julio Jones for the Titans on Sunday, but it may not matter as they look to keep the Jaguars' losing streak going. It would get to 20 games with a loss. My hands tell you everything you need to know. We cannot wait for the Cleveland Browns and the Los Angeles Chargers on Sunday. Field Yates and Ryan Clark here to pick this huge AFC matchup. Who are you taking?
I'm taking the Los Angeles Chargers as Phil Yates rubs his hands like Birdman. I look at this game as one of the more exciting games of the week, and it's absolutely about the matchup of the Los Angeles Chargers offense against the Cleveland Browns defense. The Cleveland Browns have been lights out on defense the past 2 weeks, and we all know what Justin Herbert and this very explosive offense is doing. That's going to be the matchup that tells the tale, and I believe the Los Angeles Chargers just edge out the Cleveland Browns in a great one in Los Angeles.
I'm savoring this moment, as that was the first time anybody has ever compared me to Birdman. I appreciate you, Ryan Clark. It's the second edition of the Khalil Mack Bowl, as the Las Vegas Raiders and the Chicago Bears orchestrated a huge trade of Khalil Mack a few years ago, square off in Week 5. Field Yates and Ryan Clark here to pick this one. RC, who are you taking?
I'm taking the Las Vegas Raiders, but in a close one. When you look at what the Chicago Bears do offensively, David Montgomery and Damian Williams are very important to that. Both of those guys are banged up, and we know what the rush of the Las Vegas Raiders has looked like. They didn't finish quite the way they wanted to last week against the Los Angeles Chargers. I think this week they find a way at home to edge out the Chicago Bears, who have now decided that Justin Fields will be their quarterback of the future, but just now in the present, I expect them to struggle a little bit.
Will be interesting to see how much, if at all, Justin Fields standing as the full-time starter impacts him, but we'll find out come Sunday against a very underrated, all of a sudden, Raiders defense. There is just one remaining undefeated team. That's right, the Arizona Cardinals, who are 4-0. They play the 49ers on Sunday. Field Yates and Ryan Clark here to pick this NFC West matchup. Can the Kyler Murray-led Cardinals keep it up?
Hey, absolutely. Mercury Morris will not be popping the champagne and freestyling this week. The Arizona Cardinals are going to find a way to win this game, and it's because of their offense. Kyler Murray right now, to me, is the MVP of the league. Cliff Kingsbury seems to be right in taking this job and taking Kyler Murray first, also surrounding him with all of these great weapons. I expect an explosive game from this Arizona Cardinals offense and from an underrated defense that we've seen this year in Arizona. They have been playing really good in the recent weeks. I expect them to stymie rookie Trey Lance if he starts, and if it's a banged-up Jimmy G, that's even better for them. The Arizona Cardinals win.
And the Cardinals have gotten great contributions from some veterans they added this offseason. They look to improve to 5-0. It's a huge NFC East matchup between the Giants and the Cowboys. The Giants got on track last week. Field Yates and Ryan Clark here to pick this Week 5 matchup. RC, can they make it 2 straight wins?
Absolutely not. Dallas Cowboys are too good. Dallas Cowboys are too talented. Kellen Moore is calling the football game too perfectly, and Dan Quinn has added to this defense in the way they hoped he would impact it. When you have a guy like Trevon Diggs, who right now is the Defensive Player of the Year, and a quarterback like Dak Prescott, who right now is in the MVP conversation, you have 2 studs on each side of the ball surrounded by other players. And the Dallas Cowboys are playing at an extremely high clip right now. Now, I talked to some people in the building. They think the Giants are the best 1-3 team in football. Well, I guess that means they're going to be the best 1-4 team in football next week because the Dallas Cowboys get this win.
And the Giants have a brutal schedule coming up. This would be an essential win, but RC says not so fast. We've got ourselves a heavyweight matchup on Sunday night as the Kansas City Chiefs play host to the Buffalo Bills, perhaps the hottest team in the AFC right now. Field Yates and Ryan Clark here to pick this game. RC, these two met last year in the AFC Championship. Kansas City won convincingly. Who wins this time?
Yeah. Listen, I'm taking the Chiefs, and this is going to be a shootout like we haven't seen since Doc Holliday had to pull out the 6-shooter on Tombstone. These are 2 offenses that can absolutely light it up. The Buffalo Bills have been going crazy, and they have 2 shutouts this year, but it wasn't against a team that plays offense like the Chiefs. If you think back to the AFC Championship last year, the Buffalo Bills really struggled with Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, and Patrick Mahomes. I expect that to continue, but the Chiefs' defense isn't as good. There will be a ton of points scored. I expect over 60, but in the end, Patrick Mahomes edges Josh Allen again.
Your analogies never cease to amaze me, RC. You, my friend, are one of one. Monday Night Football, every week on ESPN. It's Field Yates and Ryan Clark here to pick the matchup between the Colts and the Ravens, the team that plays in Baltimore and the team that used to play in Baltimore way back in the day. RC, who you taking in this one?
Listen, I'm taking the team that still plays in Baltimore. That will be the home team this week, and that's the Baltimore Ravens. If you look at what Lamar Jackson has started to do through the air, and not necessarily in just completion percentage or having a functional offense, but explosive plays, especially when Hollywood Brown catches the ball like he did against the Denver Broncos. And we all know what this team can do in the run. The Colts got right against the Miami Dolphins, but this is not the Miami Dolphins defense, and their quarterback isn't Jacoby Brissett. It's Lamar Jackson. So I expect the Baltimore Ravens to move to 4-1 and continue their hold on the AFC North.
Lamar is playing simply lights out right now. A big test for that Indy defense to try to slow him down at all in Week 5.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.